So, before I tell my story, there's a prologue. There are people that had to come together to make me. My mom grew up raised by my great-grandmother, her grandmother. I could tell how that happened, but that's her story. I know my Nana, my great-grandmother's version, I know my grandmother's version, and I know which makes sense when they come together. I never knew my biological dad. I found out through 23andMe who he was. I found siblings, found out I was very, very Irish, which made sense to the eternal calling to the motherland. He wasn't who she thought was my dad. She actually thought it was one of two other people, and that's okay. We're not shaming here. People are allowed to live. It was like the late 80s. She was trying to find herself after being suffocated her entire life. I can hold accountability for my mom with compassion. So 21, she doesn't run away, but she moves down to Georgia where her dad is. She finds herself pregnant. And my grandfather was not here for the babies. Honestly, I think he was in the closet, but that's a whole other thing. And so she called my grandma up, and they made their trek back up here to the Northeast. And it was traumatic for my mom because my grandmother had her babies ripped away from her, and she's terrified that my mom's going to go back to my Nana and take me away. And so she kind of loses it and creates a very traumatic experience for my mom. My mom also hid her pregnancy, so she wasn't eating. She ended up in the hospital, and that's how my grandfather found out, and obviously led to moving up here. She gave birth to me at Brockton Hospital, where the nurses did not respond to her calling for hours, and that poor woman peed herself, just laying in her filth. My dad was lost to gun violence, and that's a whole other thing to unpack. These two beautiful humans and all of who they are made me with my Irish eyes.